A lot of conversation about projects that you had on the table, and I agree with you, Mayor Nelson. Councils before put projects forward, and the councils agreed to move forward with them. My suggestion is finish what you started. Do the best you can, but finish what you started so that it's behind you, it's done, and you move on. Because I'm sure that this council is going to have their own projects that they're going to want to do and fund. And you're not going to want the next council to stop your project because you all have good ideas. That's why Higgins Park happened. So I would like, after all I heard, and it was a long beginning, you guys have a lot of money that you've been pushing around. See if you can go ahead and get that done. Anyway, the reason I was here is also about the parking. When I was at Planning and Zoning last week, I think it was, I talked about the vision of Enfield. And the reason we have the problem we have today is not because of any of us. Some of us probably weren't even alive. But our forefathers made some decisions about Thompsonville like they did during urban renewal in the late 60s and 70s. And they took down many towns. They destroyed them. They took away what made them interesting and made them the town. Windsor Locks is a perfect example. They destroyed it, and now they're getting it back. They're trying to build it back. I see you doing the same. The issue is the parking, and I probably don't need to beat that dead horse because you've heard it at least 6 times already. But one of the things that Enfield did, and I'm not sure if any of you were here, but we had a river gateway study done. And one of the things that Enfield is really good at is putting money into studies that actually do give you guidance. And it says right here in this study, and I'm going to leave a copy with the town manager, but River Gateway 5, which is what we're kind of looking at, the purpose is to preserve and provide a walkable neighborhood commercial district built upon a historical function of Thompsonville's retail areas. Development in this zone will include a mixture of retail, restaurants, services, office space, residencies that will serve local residents and future rail commuters. And it's supposed to be a mixed use, and we all understand what that is. Now, I didn't live here, nor did I grow up in Thompsonville, so I have no clue what the mixed use really was, but I heard there were some really great meatball sandwich places and candy stores and stuff. But one of the things in the last part of this document, and I wish I could tell you the date, but it's not dated, it talks specifically about the key findings. It's an opportunity to develop 282 residents, 46,000 square feet of commercial space. Estimated financial return rates relatively low. And then I'm going to just jump to, however, the cost of structured parking needs to be subsidized. And while increased residential density and improved financial returns, the increased density will necessitate the development of a structured parking garage. And a cost which will not be supported by the project's revenues identified in this analysis. Enfield should be open to a public-private partnership. And you all have heard this before, and now we need to take advantage of it. We get someone who wants to come into town, even if that project they're going to do here in town is not in Thompsonville. It's not in Thompsonville. Maybe that company would be willing to put the money towards one of our projects, which would be a parking garage. I also know it's part of the TIF district, which was one of the things the Economic Development Committee worked on. I'm on the Economic Development with a couple of others in this room and strongly advise. I think we're using it wisely, and we have opportunities. So I'm not going to go through my yakety-yaks you can listen to on Planning and Zoning if you're bored. But I actually ask you, the vision is now in your hands. What happens to Enfield will be because of you. And the one thing that I do want to mention is the forefathers before us are blamed. We blame them all. We all say it. Every time we turn around, we're always complaining about what they did to us. Don't let you become they. Don't let you become the next 30 years from now. You got the chance. So I'm asking you, this project is a great project for Enfield. But one last thing, Higgins Park, you've done leaps and bounds with it. You have made it one of the best things when you walk downtown and see what's happening down there. So you don't want to be coming down North Main Street and have this big building that looks like a distribution center being the thing you see slapping you in the face. So we need to build what we asked for. Thank you.